Deep into the knockout stages of the 2026 World Cup, the atmosphere following an England victory has taken on a visceral, almost euphoric quality. From the sweltering stands in Atlanta to the massive bowls in Mexico City, thousands of traveling fans are remaining in their seats long after the final whistle to sing in complete unison. They aren't singing alone. The national team's most prominent stars, like Harry Kane and Jude Bellingham, are lingering on the pitch, actively leading the crowd and belting the lyrics right back at the stands. This shared release looks very different from the last few tournaments. Under previous manager Gareth Southgate, the definitive soundtrack for the national side was Neil Diamond's 1969 American pop track, Sweet Caroline. What started as a harmless, catchy tune in 2021 eventually curdled. By the end of Southgate's tenure, those booming horns became heavily associated with sluggish, defensive tactics and agonizing late-stage tournament exits. Fans began actively rejecting it. Across online forums, the consensus was clear. The song had become an overplayed novelty that was already claimed by a dozen other sports teams and nations globally. Beyond the fatigue, fans pointed out a glaring disconnect. A universally exported American pop song held zero actual relevance to the specific, gritty culture of English football. As Thomas Tuchel took over for the 2026 World Cup, he implemented necessary tactical changes on the pitch. But off the pitch, the team occupied a cultural void. To move past the baggage of the Southgate era, the fans needed a new shared ritual that felt entirely their own. The Football Association attempted to fill that void from the top down. They commissioned an official 2026 World Cup anthem titled Carry the Flame, designed explicitly to rally the nation. The lyrics serve as a corporate checklist of mandatory references. It immediately dedicates verses to the summer of 1966, dropping names like Bobby Moore lifting gold and Jeff Hurst striking three. It then pivots abruptly to the present, explicitly name-dropping Bukayo Saka and Declan Rice in a calculated attempt to staple past legends directly to the current squad. To tie it all together, the piece relies on broad, sweeping national imagery, invoking factory towns, village greens, and the St. George's Cross cutting through the night. A committee can write all the logical touchstones they want, but these top-down anthems consistently fail. They are too sterile and calculated to survive the chaotic, spilled pint reality of organic fan culture. The actual replacement emerged entirely from the bottom up. Without any official prodding, the traveling support adopted Oasis's 1995 hit, Wonderwall. The song holds several massive advantages. First is its cultural exclusivity. It was written and performed by an unapologetically English band, carrying a distinct regional accent and attitude. Second is its specific nostalgic footprint. Releasing in late 1995, the track permeated the country just in time to soundtrack the heavily romanticized Euro '96 tournament. That lingering nostalgia was then injected with fresh adrenaline. Following decades of bitter feuding, Oasis mounted a massive stadium comeback tour in 2025, pushing their catalog back to the absolute forefront of British pop culture. The final and strongest advantage is thematic. Look past the acoustic guitar, and the lyrics are a literal, desperate plea for a savior to rescue the singer from an ongoing struggle. This diagram plots decades of English tournament exits, red markers for every penalty miss and last-minute collapse since 1966. For a fanbase defined by 60 years of near-miss nights and swallowed tears, the song's central question, "Maybe you're gonna be the one that saves me," stops being a romantic lyric and starts sounding like a collective plea to the 11 men on the pitch. The track's success relies on this specific psychological mirror. Its lyrics capture a very particular English state of mind, the exhaustion of the wait, and the desperate, recurring hope that the next person to lead the line might finally be the one to end it. There's still friction regarding this choice among the faithful. Some fans rightly point out that any mass sing-along walks a razor-thin line. Play a track enough times, and it quickly crosses from a cherished tradition into an obligatory chore. But the song's original writer has already stepped back. In a recent interview, Noel Gallagher officially stated that Wonderwall now belongs to the people, fully surrendering custody to the fans and players currently competing in Mexico. This public handover completes a rare transition. It strips the track of its original commercial context and cements it as a bona fide national folk song. Now, as the squad prepares for their 10 p.m. quarter-final clash against Norway, the acoustic intro of Wonderwall serves as the ultimate unifier between the pitch and the stands. A true stadium anthem cannot be engineered by a committee. It has to be found in the wild, forged when a crowd collectively decides to let go of their old baggage and find a new way to sing themselves into a different future.